This is the tarot readings for all signs of the zodiac for the beginning of the week. Sending you lots of love and peace across Gaia wherever you are. It is a small channel, and I do talk quite a lot about the fact that we are a soul family. I've been doing the channel regularly since about 4 years. It was 2019, that summer, that I started working on the channel. I didn't work on it much that year because I was very depressed because me and my husband had just split up, and it was really hard to even just get off the sofa, as a lot of you know already. Now we're in 2024, which I can't bloody believe. And I can get off the sofa a bit better these days. Sometimes it's not that easy, but generally I get off the sofa a lot easier. And it's lovely connecting. So I've been connecting with a lot of you, you know, for quite a while. And then some of you more recently came into contacting me from watching this channel. And every time I connect and do readings for all of you or just chat, there's so many similarities. And that's over time, Spirit shared with me how it was a soul family, and that basically, you know, I've even found that a lot of us either look very similar, or we've had very similar history, or we might randomly know some people the same, or even our birth charts. When I look at your natal chart, which is your astrology chart, you know, they might be really, usually they're quite similar actually. And that kind of explains a hell of a lot, because your birth chart really details all your karma and your true energy for this lifetime, and it holds basically a lot of information for you. So it's kind of funny how Spirit's brought that to me the last year to work with the birth charts. But I do tarot, as you know, because that is how Spirit started speaking to me in the beginning, through the tarot. That's exactly how Spirit started contacting me, through oracle cards, when my daughter was 6 months old, which was like 12 years ago now. And that's how I had my first spiritual awakening back to Spirit, because I'd been lost spiritually for about 10-15 years. It must have been 10-15 years. Because as a child I was naturally very spiritual, like I'm sure a lot of you were. But then what happens is we accumulate karma, and that accumulated karma as we get older is basically pain body and ego, and that starts to obstruct our connection to Spirit. So that's why on this channel, in this soul family, we're all breaking down. We're in the process now of breaking down all our karma as quickly as possible, which is why you're going to notice in your life at the moment, and you will have been noticing, particularly probably the last 4 or 5 years. And some of you might have started more recently, but it's very intense for us in this soul family. When we get to a point where it's like Spirit decides it's time for us to start breaking that accumulated karma down, it's very intense. So that's why I know we're a soul family, because I speak to all of you and I know you're going through it's called like the purging phase, okay? And the purging phase does take time, and I'm here to support you through that phase. So, and basically what that's doing is it's helping you kill off the old identity, the false identity, which is the superego. That's the first phase. And just prior to that, or around that time, it's like your shadow work phase. And that's when you usually meet your twin flame. So your twin flame comes in to sort of help awaken you to your shadow, your shadows. And that's the beginning of your purging phase, really, the real beginning. And so then that purging phase does take quite a long time, and I'm here to support you through it, you know, because I've been going through that purging phase 4.5 years, but it's starting to not be as intense anymore. So I really understand what that's like. It's really worth it, because what you're trying to do is purge out accumulated karma, which is pain, body and ego, false identity, to get back to your true nature. Okay, and in this soul family, we're really good because we're very intuitive and we do really sense who we really are, but we are also aware that we're not always acting in alignment with who we really are, and that's, you know, hard to always have awareness of, you know, because by nature karma is an obstruction. It's a dense energy and it obstructs us from seeing clearly. So our awakening journey in this soul family is, I would say, very challenging, but it is quite progressive, very progressive, and it's quite radical, and that's the way I work. And the tarot has helped me enormously through this purging phase of my life. And the great thing about our soul family is that we are quite radical and we are quite progressive. So when I say that, what I mean is we're willing to go places a lot of people can't. Because what you find on YouTube is there's a lot of people watching tarot channels, but they're still stuck in what I would call it's the 4D awakening phase, where you're aware of more than the physical reality. You know there is a spiritual realm, but you're also aware of shadow work, but you're not really fully ready to actually I hate using the word dive into your shadows, because that is just so cliched, and it's what I feel a lot of the 4D people use that terminology. It's the phase where you're aware of your shadows, you're aware of the spirit realm, but you're basically still stuck with a lot of superego, and you don't have awareness to view your superego and how it is manipulating you to stay stuck in that phase, and it's quite horrible. So you can go for tons of Reiki sessions, or you can go for tons of spiritual readings and watch tons of tarot readings on YouTube, but you're still stuck. And on this channel, in our soul family, we're more progressive, we're a bit more radical, okay? We're very unconventional as a soul family, and we're not afraid to push the barriers, because you know, what we're doing is we're burning off as much karma as we can in this lifetime. So I'm only interested in working with people like that, because I'm not inspired by that 4D energy where you just stay really stuck. Now, I totally understand it, because I was wrestling with this for 3 years, really, from 2019 to 2022, really. It was only last year that I started to break free of that phase completely. I'm still not completely out of that phase, but I would say largely out of that phase now. And it takes a lot of perseverance to get out of that phase, because otherwise what are you going to do? You're just going to sit for the rest of your life just watching tarot readings, going for healing treatments, and basically still feeding this false self, and really just totally obstructed still, mainly by from being your true self, like your I am presence, you know, from source. And that's a shame. But I mean, it's a very gradual process, and I'm not slating anyone for being stuck in that phase, because like I said, I have been for 3 years. It went on, and it was like every time I was making progress to get out of that phase, it was pulling me back. So it's a lot of work to do what we're doing, but that's why I love all of you lot so much in this soul family, because we're willing to go the extra mile, we're willing to persevere, because there's a burning desire inside of this, and this is what the gurus speak of, is it's like a seed and it has to grow. It's like a fire inside, it's a burning desire to know the true self, because the true self is source inside you, and you know that you have source inside you, and it's always there. Right now it's there, but it's just being obstructed by karma. So that's where the birth charts help to give me more information on all of that for you specific, if you're ready to hear it. But also the tarot will always reflect back if you feel more comfortable with tarot. you know, and that's fine, because sometimes we just want the tarot. And I like the tarot for that reason, because I know Spirit is giving messages of truth through the tarot every single time. So that's kind of what I do, and that's what our soul family is about. So be proud to be in this soul family, because it's bloody hard work, but we are not going to give up. We do have a burning desire to eradicate as much karma in this lifetime as we can, be our authentic true self. And ultimately, it's not about just being your true self as a human. It's actually, that's not really the end goal. That's kind of part of the journey. That's like midpoint of the journey. Once you drop into the true self, because you've eradicated the superego, and you start dropping into your true self, which is acceptance of how Spirit's really made you, you know, you drop resistance, and then you're actually getting much closer to the I am presence than ever before. So you have to go through these phases. It's kind of weird, but it's the way it goes. So that's what I'm really passionate about, and I know all of you are too, because why should we stay as a false self, living in la la land, like the illusionary land, like you see so many people are on the other tarot channels, or obviously muggles that live out there. No offense, but we all know them. But you're never gonna shine out your I am presence, which is really source inside you, that's there right now, and that is got all the love and all the abundance and just everything, you know. It's like all your stability, you know, all of your love, all of your energy is coming from that source inside you. So like, that is the goal, isn't it? That's what self-realization is all about, is being able to access that all the time, not just when you're sitting in a meditation group or going for a sound bath or going for a, you know, all those things help to give you space to feel that within yourself, but ultimately it's not going to help you stay there consistently. What's going to help you stay there consistently is burning off your karma, you know. So that's what my work's all about, is burning off the karma. Oh dear. So you know, that's it basically in a nutshell. So anyway, that's 12 minutes for me chatting again, so I'm going to go into the readings. My tea's probably already bloody cold now. But it's good, isn't it? Because I said the other day, like, I don't want to plan what I say, because I want, and someone actually, one of you did say it needs to be spontaneous, otherwise if you're planning it, it's not spontaneous, and that is true. I'd rather see what Spirit wants me to say, but sometimes there's just like, my brain, it just doesn't connect. So like when I'm like that, and I think not very much comes, I don't know. It all depends, I suppose. But then I think I look stupid on the channel, because I'm like, God, I just look like I don't know what I'm saying. But there you go. That's what it's like for all of us. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? Like we want to live a spiritual life, and living a spiritual life is just having to be humble and put your ego at the door. And if you look stupid, who cares? Boom. So I'm going to use this lovely deck today for our relationship message, and then I'm going to use this deck for our, you know, just to see what our spirit guides are helping us with. And then the relationship, the other energy, I call it an energy message now, because I'm trying not to focus so much on relationships, because the first relationship we've got to get right is the relationship with ourselves. And that's the part of the awakening journey we are all now on as a soul family, is the relationship with ourselves is the priority. It has been the priority for the last, I'd say, 5 years, but now even more so. So once we get that relationship with ourselves right, then other relationships will get added on. So don't panic. Don't feel like I'm saying to you, oh, you know, you're not going to have a relationship, or there isn't anything around at the moment for you. It's not that. It's just, it will get added on when Spirit decides. But Spirit's not going to give us, you know, perfect relationships until we become a mirror for that, when we become a match for it, you know what I mean? So what's the point of me sitting here doing love tarot all the time? Not really going to be helping anyone, am I? Sometimes it's nice. Don't get me wrong, I quite like having that little dream. Sometimes it is nice. But you know, I wouldn't be working with spirit properly if I kept doing that anymore. So let's go into Taurus then. Let's see what we get for you, Taurus. And it is for Monday and the week ahead. Boom, boom. What have we got? Heaven. Your loved ones are always with you. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Your loved ones are always with you. All right. So there must be somebody in spirit around Taurus in this soul family right now. Okay. Someone in spirit is close to you at this time if you've got Taurus in your chart. And you can connect with that Taurus energy in your chart. Yeah, you've got someone in spirit that's quite close to you at the moment. Okay. Let's see what else we're getting. You've been going through a funny phase, which is like either like feeling a bit stuck, or there's delays and might have had a sense of waiting for something to happen. And it's a testing time. You've got the Lovers card. The Lovers card is a mystery, okay? It's the mystery of life. It is a sense of waiting for something to happen, and maybe feeling a bit frustrated that things seem delayed or taking longer than you'd like, and also frustrating probably the mystery, because you probably want to know something. Also, there's a tendency with that you may have been feeling like, shit, you know, am I going to take the high road and act in conscious ways, or am I just going to use this as an excuse to freak out and take the lower road, you know? And I mean, don't worry whatever way you go, because in this soul family, I'm very much into authenticity, and whatever happens it's meant to happen. You know, if you took the lower road while you've been waiting and getting stressed and feeling delayed, don't worry. It'll help you purge anyway. And everything's designed to help you. So, yeah, there might have been a bit of a pull lately for Taurus to maybe fall back into old habits and, you know, go a bit on the lower vibration a little bit. But equally, I think you've been able to see, no, I do want to take the higher road. I do want to be the more conscious higher self. But it's probably been a bit testing to do that lately. And you've got here the Queen of Swords. That just shows that the next week you are actually going to have much more of a vision for what you're doing. And you're going to have the ability to probably get quite a lot done. You're going to maybe appear quite cold to some people, but that is just kind of what you have to do in order to get things done at the moment. So, you know, you'll be making quite a lot of progress the next week. Just have a think about acknowledging if you are experiencing any grief, or any sort of bitterness, you know, because that's worth purging out and healing. And just, you know, when I say healing, I just mean like actually sitting with yourself and loving yourself. You know, give your inner child some love if it's going through some grief, any type of grief, not just to do with a loss of a loved one. Some of you might be going through a loss of a loved one, but it could just be grief to do with different things, like to do with regrets and losses, other types of losses. So sit with your inner child and allow yourself to connect with yourself and honour that. You know, and it might be that you just have to be a bit cold with other people because you've got to prioritise yourself at the moment, you know. You've got to prioritise this process. Let's see what else we're getting. You are entering a new chapter. Spirit has been working behind the scenes to help you. So even if you think you've been left on your own to cope with a lot, that actually Spirit is designing has been designing your life lately and is basically been making certain things happen in the way that they're happening. There's been certain things revealed to you lately, and more is likely to be revealed at this point. Spirit is confirming that you are making some good decisions, and there is a new chapter heralded for you at this time. And it does look like you're going to do well. Okay, so it looks like you're going to make the right wise decisions. And it doesn't have to be decisions over really big things. For some of you, it will be decisions over really big things, because that is usually what the Judgment card means. But it doesn't have to be. For some of you, it might be that you're making small decisions, but basically you're going to realise that, yes, the good decisions I've been making have been quite wise, and they're paying off. So that's good over the next week. What else? The energy around you is saying, it was my fault, but I blamed you. Okay, so you might have really been coming to terms with the fact that you haven't really been treated very well. That's been very harsh on you, Taurus. That you haven't been treated as well in the past as you should have been. But equally, I think you do now, you're starting to realise now more and more that you were stuck in a game as well of blaming others, and the only way you could get yourself out of being treated badly was, first of all, to be, take the higher road and be the one to say, right, I'm going to stop blaming everyone else now in my life. Because that's the only way we can kill our karma. I'm going to stop blaming everyone now. And then once you stop blaming everyone else, and it's quite a hard thing to do, but once you do release yourself from that, that's when you will find people do start to treat you better. So that's what's going on, really. You're going to get recognition this week. You're going to be making good decisions. You're entering a new chapter. You've got more of a vision for your life. You're trying to take better care of yourself, or it's important that you still take better care of yourself. Sometimes you might keep forgetting to do that, but please try to take better care of yourself over the next week, okay? Because that's what the Queen of Swords needs to do. And your spirit guides are saying, you are too enmeshed in this situation. Try to step back, see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. Okay, so I think you're going to make wise decisions, and I think someone in spirit is helping Taurus in this soul family to try and make wise, careful decisions, either over big things or small things, and that's going to really pay off. And there's definitely someone in spirit helping you at the moment, Taurus. Okay, so we're going to go into Virgo. Let's see what we get for Virgo for the week ahead. Monday and the week ahead. Okay, you got stability. Set a solid foundation. Lovely. So starting to feel more stable over the next week. That's good. And you're trying to get this sort of foundation in your life right. So something in your life, you just want to make sure you get that foundation done right. Yeah, you've got the King of Pentacles as well. You've definitely been trying to get yourself in a more solid position with something lately, and that is definitely paying off, because where you've been trying to get yourself more solid and stable and make sure you get something right this time, it's like I think you're really trying to go to the root of something at the moment, and where you're going to that root, it means you can then build a much more stable life from that point. And that's what the King of Pentacles is really good at, being right at the root, grounded at the root, and that's why he's very stable. And when you go to the root and you get the root correct, and you do things in the right way, in a wise kind of way, you're much closer to source. So you do become more abundant from that energy, you see. And you are still dealing with a few unknown factors. There's still something yet to be revealed. Spirit is basically advising you to stay very calm and very still. And I know that's testing. I do have Virgo in my chart also. And I know there's something at the moment I need to stay grounded and just calm about at the moment while I wait for something to be revealed. So I know what that's feeling like. You know, you are going through some grief and letting go of the past with the Queen of Swords energy here. You might have to be a bit cold towards other people so that you can really cultivate your new vision for your life and stay focused on how you now need your life to go. So you might have to ignore other people to a certain degree. The most important thing is don't ignore yourself. Just keep connecting to yourself emotionally. Particularly just acknowledging and being kind to yourself, because there's obviously some stuff you are like, just, you know, like your inner child just needs a little bit more time and attention at the moment, connected to anything that is to do with loss or grief. And just loving that inner child, you know, being sensitive, but, you know, being a bit cold to other people so that you can do that, you know, and just keep cultivating that really clear vision for how you now intend your life to go. So you're getting a lot of clarity over the next week, even if there's still something you're waiting for to be revealed. In other ways, you're getting this clarity and stuff like that. Now, there is a sense of waiting here, and I know that is going to be frustrating. But what they're saying is the waiting will be over once you can just look within and really connect to yourself. That's the key. Not kind of pushing something to hurry up or push for answers or push for a decision. That's the sort of muggle way of doing things. Go within and like connect with that inner child, like I just said. Connect with the true parts of yourself. Let that shine out. Let your true self shine out, you know, because that's the key for you then not to be stuck anymore. All right, so I hope you understand what I'm saying by that, but that's what Spirit is advising. It's kind of the reverse of what you might naturally feel like doing, because you might be feeling like you want to push for an answer or push for something to be revealed to you. But instead of forcing it to happen, stay calm and spend the time connecting to your true self. Let that vibration shine out, and that's how you're going to get the results. There is an energy here saying, I wonder if you are happy without me. I think there might be somebody who is missing you or thinking about you. But I just think at the moment, that's not really on your radar, honestly. I think you've got a lot more priorities here at the moment to do with you. And, you know, your priority at the moment is sort of connecting to your inner being and your true self. So that's what I'm being shown in the cards here for the next week for Virgo. Let's see how Spirit's helping you over the next week. So you're not doing it all on your own. Spirit is helping. All right. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument or listening. Well, that's nice. That's really nice. So sounds, I want to include sounds here, but also music. Spirit is kind of maybe sending you messages through music or sound, and they're communicating. And that's interesting, actually, because I've had communication this week from Spirit through sound, increasingly, actually. So that's interesting. Okay, so I'm sending you lots of love, Virgo. Right, we're going to go into Capricorn now. I'm trying to kind of get the momentum going because I'm sort of going a bit deep today. Right, let's go into Capricorn for Monday and the week ahead, all right? For you, Capricorn. Let's see. Talking keeps your relationship alive. So this is that there may be more communication coming between you and somebody else, or maybe you and lots of other people, because all relationships kind of mirror each other in our life. But it's primarily about you talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. I am a nutter. I actually find it easier to talk to Spirit than other people. But it's about communication with your true self, like that inner child inside you, that purest part of you. Getting to know that part of yourself is going to bring you closer to spirit, because it's your true energy, you see. And as you do that more and more, you're going to find other people will weirdly want to communicate with you, because they will sense people once you start to cultivate that really beautiful connection with yourself. It transmits a different energy, and people do start to pick up on that. It's amazing really how it happens. So there's been something you've been worried about, something that you've been scared about, and it's probably been really hard for you to see clearly about this, and it could well be something to do with yourself, you know. And I mean, I've had this problem all my life, you know, not being able to see clearly about something. I was convinced, you know, that I couldn't see clearly to do with situations in my life. And over the last 4 years, I've realised it was actually the reason I couldn't get clarity over situations in my life was really because I didn't have the clarity over myself. So there's been some difficulties for Capricorn in this soul family, being able to see something within yourself that Spirit's been wanting you to see. And it's not your fault, it's because of our karma, right? Because I've got Capricorn in my chart, and it's karmic, okay? But the good news is, over the next week, our energy is definitely shifting, and we're starting to get a lot more sense of mastery over this, more of a sense of direction and purpose and determination and ambition to say, right, I'm not going to stay stuck anymore. I'm not going to stay stuck with getting confused about certain situations in my life. And I know I've got to really get a hold and understand myself and own myself. And then once I do that, nothing's going to confuse me anymore. Do you see what I mean? So King of Wands energy is fantastic. It means you're making some really freaking good decisions over the next week. You're being responsible, and you're just really starting to slay it, basically. Let's have a look what else we're getting. Gilbert is attention seeking right now, and it's putting me off. You're taking your power back at this time, okay? So the next week is all about Capricorn taking your power back and saying, do you know what is the point in fighting for certain things in my life out there? Because what am I actually going to get at the end of it? Is it really what I actually want anyway? So you're going to be questioning things and realising, I was confused, but I'm not anymore. And I now know this is all about me getting back in my power zone, taking my power back, and not fighting for things that actually ultimately are not really what I want. They might have been what I thought I wanted, but actually now I've got more clarity over myself, I realise, you know. And it's interesting because there's something powerful going on for Capricorn to do with past lives, because this is my past life card. It's the lady who put together the Rider-Waite deck with Arthur. Is it Arthur Waite? And that is the past life card. So, and I feel that can't come up for Capricorn recently, actually. There's something to do with you merging with some energy from a past life, and this is really good now that you're doing this. It could even be ancestral, that you're making some breakthroughs or realizations, and it has been shown through your ancestral line. Like there could have been other family members that had similar issues to you or had similar problems, and you can now see how you're breaking the karmic pattern in the family. Or if it's not that, you might even have past life memories, and you know that you're in this lifetime, you are now breaking down more karma than you ever could in the past lives. And that you realise, and that's probably why this is quite a tricky time for Capricorn in this soul family, because I feel there is a karmic pattern that you are now ready to break, and that is a really, really challenging thing to do. So well done, because I'm doing it at the moment as well. And there could be something to do with the feminine sides of the family, or more feminine energy that this was, or, you know, like maybe you were a female in a past life, I don't know. Anyway, the energy here, I replay our conversations over and over. So there is somebody wanting to connect with you, who thinks about you, but equally it's, I feel like a message coming through the eons of time, and it's been trying to reach you, but you just couldn't hear it, you know, you couldn't hear this message. And it's a message from deep within yourself, calling you back to your power, calling you back to your true self. And it's, I feel it's getting closer, and you can sense that more. And that really does hold the key to your true, like the amount of evolvement you're going to do this year. So I know that sounds really freaking deep, but it's what I'm being shown. Let's have a look at what your spirit guides are helping you with. Okay, as they say, remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to signs, to omens, and let them dictate your choices. Ooh, what did I just say? Messages coming through the eons of time. Pay attention to signs and omens. Let them dictate your choices. See? So there's something coming through from spirit that is very ancient, and it's a message that you couldn't decipher. I think you had karma blocking this, and if you watch the intro to the video, I do talk about that. So there's a massive breakthrough going on for Capricorn in this soul family over the next week, and you're really slaying it. Massive potential for change and growth this year for Capricorn in this soul family. Right, let's go into Aquarius. Gilbert just needs to chill out because I'm nowhere near finished. Oh dear. Karmic. Oh, how interesting. I was just talking about karma. So Aquarius, you've got the karma card, and it's saying notice the karmic lessons in this situation. So the situations in some sort of relationship in your life at this time, or maybe lots of relationships. I've got Aquarius in my chart. It's actually when you really go, when you really awaken more and more, and your level of consciousness goes up more and more, you start to realize that there's an energy, and it runs through all of your relationships. And when I had that moment, it was pretty freaking crazy. But the point I'm making is, there's a lot of realizations going on for you the next week, and you are realizing that there's been a karmic pattern running through probably a particular relationship, and instead of blaming the other person, you can now see that it was kind of your karma, and actually you might even be able to translate it across quite a lot of your relationships. And this is not something to feel like you've got to beat yourself up for. This is actually something that's very enlightening, because within that message about your relationships with others and the karmic pattern you have been holding, if you are brave enough and courageous enough to really perceive that, it holds a lot of information, key information about yourself and your true energy. And that is the most empowering thing that you can do. Because when you get key information about yourself, you truly do unlock your divine power. So there's some powerful stuff going on for you the next week, Aquarius. You're getting in your mastery. You've been getting a lot more vision. I don't know vision, but you've been making really good judgments. You've been much more responsible. Spirit is very impressed with you, right? With the sort of decisions, even small decisions, but all your decisions, you know, and actions. You've been working much more closely with Spirit in your life, and you've been really working closely with yourself, and just maturing, okay, spiritually maturing. And this sets you up much better for your life purpose, okay? So your life purpose will reap the rewards of all this work you've been doing to make better decisions and work more closely with what you know Spirit has been wanting you to do in different situations. Spirit is saying over the next week you're just going to keep making more and more progress. And you could potentially be working with others and just finding that other people are becoming more cooperative, more helpful. You're still kind of at the beginning of your journey, but it's just really nice now because you sort of know the approach you want to take with different things in your life. And so it's kind of a time of progress and action, which is quite fun. So it's like you're going to be having more fun and more progress at this time. Finding people maybe want to help you more, which is rather nice. So it's good news. There might be something that you decide you are feeling unpredictable about, and there might be something that you decide you want to walk away from at this time because you might feel like, do you know what, I just don't resonate with it anymore. And that's really good if you do feel like that. And you've also got the Magician card, so you really are, you don't really know entirely how you're doing this, but you just somehow you know that your vibration is a lot higher. And where your vibration is now a lot higher, you're going to just find it much easier for things to start manifesting over the next week. So that's really cool. Let's see what other energy you're getting. God, I'm starving today. I feel really hungry. I might have to go and get a snack. What other energy? I will wait for a sign from you. Interesting. So there could be somebody that's kind of waiting to... they're waiting for you in some kind of weird way. But also it is like... I feel like you've been waiting for this moment, you know. I just feel like there's something you've been waiting for, and you could really see the next week it starts to happen, okay? Or you're really on the verge of it happening now. So that's, and obviously where you've been clearing this karma, you see. Because once you clear karma and you really do start working with Spirit, obviously that's when things can really start happening. So Spirit is helping you to act on the opportunity that is before you and commit to it. Wow. Yeah. There could seriously be something happening for you over the next week that you have been waiting a very long time for, and you weren't going to get it until you reached a certain level of spiritual maturity and had paid off a certain amount of karma. So it's all divinely timed. Okay, so I'm pleased for you on that one, Aquarius. And you know, I've got Aquarius in a very prominent aspect in my chart, so I'm hoping that's for me as well. Okay, I'm going to do Gemini next, but I've just got to go and get something to eat, so I'm really sorry about this one. I'm just going to go and get a little snack because I'm starving. Oh, dear. Oh, my kettle looks awful. Don't look at it. I've got a black kettle, but it needs a white. dear, that's better. That is better. Sorry about that. I'm just like, I think it could be the cold weather, because I'm sure you must burn off more energy trying to keep warm. So I just had to have a couple of crackers. I just put a bit of hummus on a couple of crackers just then. Right, that's better. I can't operate otherwise. Do you know, it's been ages. I used to eat on the channel. I went through a phase of eating on the channel a bit more, but I haven't done that for ages. That's still not warm enough really, but it'll do. It's a bit better. Right, so we're going to go into Gemini now. Let's see what we get. Gemini, for the next week. Letting go. Letting go is sometimes necessary. Well, it is really. It's always necessary, because we are not the doer. Spirit is the doer. We allow spirit to get much closer to us if we're in a neutral energy and we just let go of things. It takes a lot of courage and perseverance to do it, but if you can let go of control, you drop a lot of ego in doing that, and you might feel a lot of resistance come up inside you because your super ego will want you to try and have control over things. But if you can drop control, that is dropping so much ego. Spirit can come so much closer to you and then do whatever was your divine plan anyway. Basically, like, your divine plan can happen more quickly, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving forward, so you've been moving forward more smoothly than normal, which is nice. Okay, I'm a Gemini Venus, so I like seeing what's going on with Gemini. Moving forward more smoothly than you were. You're not really where you would like to be, but equally you're not in such a dire situation as you were. The next week, Spirit is actually handing you an opportunity, which is very exciting. This is an opportunity that is definitely 100% coming from Spirit. And that's exciting. So that equally does show that you can let go, really, because you are about to receive an opportunity of some kind from Spirit. Okay. You have noticed lately that you're more higher vibrational than you used to be. So that's rather nice with the Magician card. You don't really know exactly how you're doing it, but you're doing it, okay? You just are. Now, there definitely could be something you're letting go of. And this could be a habit or something you just don't resonate with anymore. Okay, because that card is about sort of departing. So you could be letting go of something or departing from something that you no longer resonate with, which is lovely. And that's actually making your vibration go higher, okay? And obviously the higher your vibration is, the easier it is for Spirit to work with you on your divine plan. And there is somebody here saying, and this could be somebody in spirit or in the spirit realm, sometimes I stay awake thinking about you, okay? And also that is a message to yourself that, you know, you have been having more of a yearning to just really be your true self, to really remember who you really are, and to really just honour who you are. That's just been building all the time. And that feeling of just wanting to know yourself and be your true self is largely why you are now moving forward in a much better direction than you were before. Let's see what Spirit is helping you with. Okay, here you are too enmeshed in the situation. Step back, see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. Okay, so they're just talking about honouring spirit, creating space. Like I said, the first card was about letting go. Okay, remember when I said spirit is advising you to let go of control and just let spirit get close to you so that spirit can make things happen as per spirit wants to. Spirit knows what it's doing. It's handing you an opportunity. All you need to do is stay in a high vibration to receive it. And so they're telling you to create space. So spirit is trying to help you to create space, to let go, because they're going to be coming in with a opportunity. All right, so that's the message, Gemini. Interesting, isn't it? They don't want you to rush into anything, because probably once you get this opportunity or situation happening, you'll be glad you didn't rush off and do anything else. Okay, so or something like that. Okay, that might not make complete sense, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's go into Libra for the next week. It's like an ice box here, by the way. I've got to go out. There's no point in putting my heating on because I've got to go out in a minute anyway. I'll put the heating on when I get back. It's all right for Gilbert. He's covered in fur. I'm covered in fur, but not quite as much fur as Gilbert. Right, Spirit is saying to you, Libra, Infinity, your love is timeless. Okay, lovely. You're tapping into the divine love within yourself, which is timeless, because the divine love within you is spirit. You don't need to get any of your love from out there. I can vouch for it. It only needs to come from within you. And it's worth persevering to find that love within yourself. It is a painful process because you have to purge out a lot of superego, because the superego is what keeps telling us, oh, I need someone to love me. I need the perfect situations to feel love. And that's just the superego, and it's painful to ignore it, but you have to. That's what I've just done for the last 4.5 years. Ignore it, because you don't need to get love from outside yourself. It comes from within, and once you kill off more superego, you start to feel that divine love from source within you. It starts to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So Libra, in this soul family, you're starting to feel that love within yourself. You're starting to feel spirit within yourself much stronger. It's empowering you. You know, people can't manipulate you so much anymore, can they? Your vibration is much higher. You've got the Magician. And you don't really know how you've been doing it, but you've been noticing lately, wow, my vibration is higher. You're probably bouncing back from things much quicker than you used to. And you probably do notice that you just are happier. And that's all signs that you're on a higher vibrational field. Spirit is much closer to you because of this. And you are channeling spirit in your life right now a lot more than you even realise. You've got the High Priestess as well. The High Priestess and the Magician sit next to each other around the top of the Tree of Life. So to get them two cards together is really mesmerising, especially with the Infinity card. I want to say, so far, this is the most amazing reading that I've done so far today. There's literally no stopping Libra in this soul family at the moment, energetically. You are so close to spirit, it's a joke. Okay. You're turning the situation around, like dramatically. You're right at the beginning of this, but you're dramatically turning things around. You've been so stuck for so long, but you weren't really stuck. You just could not see, and I just think there was karma and it was blocking you. I know it was doing that with me. It is freaking hard work to break karma down, but you're doing it now, and this week is going to be such a week of progress. You're going to find somebody wants to help you this week, or work with you on something. It's in the beginning phases, but it's really like gonna be action now in the right direction. And it's all happening because of this beautiful energy that you have finally connected with inside yourself. And I'm doing it too, and I know that's how it's happening for Libra. Let's see what other energy we're getting. It's a bit like block out the matrix. I say it to myself quite a lot. Block the matrix out. Block the matrix out. It's a distraction. It's trying to distract me, you know, and just keep connecting to yourself and getting to know your true self, you know. And it just starts to transform your energy because your true self is next to spirit. That's what you've been doing. Oh, look at this message. That's amazing. I lost myself for a little while. There's somebody that is in your life who's been very, very lost, and you've known they've been lost. They've probably known deep down they've been lost. But it was also a mirror to you that you were lost. You were lost, but now you are found. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind that you're now connecting with your true self. And there's just nothing getting in your way anymore. You know, it's like that little inner child inside you. You've found it and you're taking much better care of it now. And you're not letting other things pull you away so much from doing that important work of looking after your inner child, you know. I know I went through a phase of saying you are not the inner child. What I meant at the time was you're not the pain, because people talk about the pain. The inner child is not in pain. It's just karma and pain body around the inner child, and that part makes you needy and immature. And that's been purging out, and I think you've done so much work on that now. And now you're taking much better care of yourself, and it shows. And spirit is very close, and there's going to be progress for you this week with something. So there's definitely something happening at the moment that you don't need to force it. Definitely you don't need to force this. It's going to be happening for you. The spirit has been helping you with something that was out of balance in your life. And they've been helping you to do whatever you need to do to correct it. Yeah, so that makes sense to me. Yeah, there was something that was out of balance, and I think that was just kind of not knowing the true self, you know, being blind, not being able to see, being very fearful or very in denial, and not being able to see our true selves, and not being able to embrace and love our true selves, you know, because maybe we were told we were unlovable and we weren't good enough. We weren't strong enough, or we weren't tough enough, or whatever it was we were told, you know, we weren't perfect enough, or I don't know. And all of that stuff is what is karma, and it makes it, then we push our true self away. But Libra in this soul family, there's someone in spirit that's been helping to bring you back to your true self. And once you're in your true self, you're much more in balance. It's no good acting a certain way, which is a false ego, to please other people in your life, because it's not really who you are, you know, and it makes you totally out of balance. So there's someone in spirit that's been bringing you home, and they've been moving quite slowly because they've really wanted you to do this properly. So you're going to have an amazing week by the looks of it, Libra. You are going to be progressing this week with something finally, and it's going to feel good. So that's nice. I'm hoping for that too. Right, we're going to go into Leo. Okay, we're going to go into Leo for the week ahead, Monday and the week ahead. Gilbert's gone back to sleep. He had a couple of little crackers. Oh, now he's gone back to sleep. Oh, I've just picked the Spirit Guide card. We won't pick that first. Right, Leo, for Monday and the week ahead. You've got sincere. Someone close to you is sincere. That's nice. That's nice. And this is where you're following your truth. Remember, if you are pure of heart, then Spirit will help you. You know? So you've been much more pure of heart, Leo, lately. Much more true to yourself. Takes so much courage to do it. And because you've been sincere and pure of heart and following your truth, things are starting to come good for you. Other people are starting to be more sincere. Let's have a look what else we're getting. Oh yeah, look at that. The ego. This is where you were. It's not where you are now. It's where you were. You were stuck for ages. Something felt very stuck in your life and it wasn't really improving. And it's because unfortunately, you were being a fake character. Now, we all have our reasons for doing that. Largely, it's karma. I was doing it for ages. I've got Leo in a very prominent part in my chart. And that was me as well. Okay. I didn't know I was being a fake identity. I thought it was who I really was, but I was just in denial without realizing I was in denial. Okay. So that is what was going on with you. And now you've released yourself from that and you're being much more sincere and true to yourself. And you've realized, I don't want to live like that anymore. You've awakened to the fact you weren't being true to yourself. And that is fantastic because you're in a much more pure energy now. Now, there is something still needs to be revealed to you. It's like there's still something that's a bit mysterious and you might be a bit worried about it at times. But Spirit is advising you the next week to stay very still. Try to be non-reactive. Try not to trigger. Try to just use your wisdom and stay very still, very silent. And things will get revealed. Let's see what else we're getting. You're building a much more solid foundation for yourself. You are going to be celebrating a little bit over the next week. And something is definitely going to be revealed probably sooner than you think. Because we're going from the moon to the sun. I'm very happy to say. Look at this. Celebrating with the Four of Wands, some news or something that makes you very happy. It is also your level of consciousness dramatically going up. Okay, you are realizing so many things and it's lovely. I feel like you're sort of letting yourself be the little child that you always wanted to be. And that's what this is all about. We're all children of spirit, and that's what self-realization really is. It's lovely. I don't react when people mention you. So there's somebody that gets triggered when you are mentioned. Okay, who this is, I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone. But equally, this probably was where you were at in the recent past. You would get very triggered over a particular person or relationship and you would sort of like try to just not get reactive to it. But it was like you needed to connect to your true self. You needed not to worry so much about a certain situation in your life, because what you really needed to do was connect to yourself. But it feels like you weren't making the connection to your true self, but you are now. So there could be someone in your life that is still struggling to connect to their true self. That's what I'm sensing. Your spirit guides are talking about music. Okay, this card came out because I shuffled it right at the beginning for Leo before I did the reading. Well, I was doing the reading and then I started doing something else. Music is essential to your healing and well-being. whether singing, playing an instrument or listening. So there's hidden messages for you in music or sounds. And it could be random sounds that you hear. You know, I get lots of builders here. When I get builders, I know what Spirit's saying. Okay, and I've had builders constantly for the last 6 months, so they've been saying something to me. Right, so Leo, good news for next week, really. It's all coming together for you, honestly, and you could get messages from Spirit through sounds and music, and also healing for you as well. Sort of connecting you to your inner child, you know, like what I was saying, because there's definitely something for Leo at the moment about connecting to your inner child, like your true spirit within you. Also, just the fact that it looks like you're going to realise something, or something's going to be revealed the next week. It's very good news for you. Right, let's go into Aries. Aries, for Monday and the week ahead. Ask the angels for help. They do want to be asked. I'm not very good. I don't always ask. I work with Spirit all the time, but I do not actually ask. But yeah, sets, you can ask, and they do hear. And then you just have to create space. It's so easy to forget, isn't it, to do that? But I think you're making connections now, really important connections with yourself, and you're realising, I can do this. I can actually, because you can't really ask for something until you really know the truth. So if you're not getting the answer you want, it just means you've got to carry on going deeper, deeper, deeper until you connect properly. And then when you ask, you will receive. Ask, believe, receive. So to ask and receive, you have to believe. So there's usually a reason in the middle, the believing part. There's like a lack of connection there. So I just feel Aries is going deep at the moment, and you are actually asking from this very true place inside you for something. And I think I sense that you've set it up right this time, and that you will receive it this time. You've been working really hard. Look at that. You have been working hard. I know you have. You've been working really, really hard, and you're becoming an expert at this now. And you're being really careful as well. You're being really, really careful. So, very wise. You're showing Spirit that you're really serious this time. You are getting a much better vision for what you want out of your life. And you are dealing with some disappointments and losses. And you do need to emotionally connect to that inner child and just really give yourself that love and nourishment and space and respect, that tenderness. Because that's sometimes easy to forget to do. But you're getting such a good vision for what you really do know is your truth and how you really do want your life to be. You might have to push certain people away in order to respect yourself and do what you need to do right now. You might feel a bit delayed over the next week. Like you are waiting for something to happen, or waiting on a decision, or delayed or confused a little bit. But it's just, all you've got to do is connect with the energy inside yourself. That world that he's holding is a symbol for himself. So it's not about this option or this option in this wand or this option in this wand. It's about the world his inner world. So Spirit is saying, keep connecting to your inner child. Keep connecting to the truth of who you know you always have been. Cultivate that energy. You will send out a frequency, the right frequency for you, and it will, the help will come. The help is going to come once you make this internal connection and send out the right energy. That's all it is. You don't have to chase anything. You don't have to push anything. It is just literally finding the correct energy. Amazing, isn't it? Oh, let's have a look at what the other energy is for you. Let's have a quick look here. I want to tell you how I feel. See, now that's very telling. I think you do sense this inner child or this true part of yourself that you're now tapping into, and you've been working bloody hard to tap into this. And this week, I think you're going to make even more progress with it. And then somebody out there is sensing the change in your energy, and they may well contact you, or that all this situation that you're waiting for may suddenly shift. Do you see what I mean? Because you're going to do something magical this week with yourself. Yeah, Spirit is supporting you to find balance in your life and to do whatever you need to do to correct it. Okay, so it's what it is that when things are out of balance for humans is that we're looking out into the matrix too much. How can I fix this? How can I speed this up? How can I do this? And it's not about that. It's about finding the connection within you, finding your true self, like I said, and then transmitting the correct energy. And then your balance is so much better, because your balance is more within spirit than being all out there. Because if you're all out there in the matrix, you're in the wrong energy. You're in ego energy. I was doing it all the time, and that's why things were stuck in my life, you see. So you're doing something really great this week. It's confirmation that you're taking the right approach. And if you weren't sure, watching this reading has probably helped you get clarity on the approach to take. Because there is something that you're working towards. There is something that you do deserve to happen. And this week you're going to make really good progress with it. And I think you're closer to achieving this thing than you may realise. And Spirit is helping you with it more than you know. Okay, so I hope that helps, Aries. Right, we're going to go into Sag now, Sagittarius, for Monday and the week ahead. This is a long video today. I've been rambling away. Right, triangle. Evaluate your emotions for a firm decision. So, Sagittarius. There's something here that's not straightforward. I hate to say. There could be 3 people involved, or there could be sort of like 2 options. Okay. Do I go this way, or do I do it that way? Or there could, like I said, there for some of you there could be. There's either 2 options or two people, or 2 approaches. So that's interesting. Let's have a look. Your energy is higher. You've recently got yourself into a higher energy because you've got the Magician. You don't really know how the hell you're doing it, but you're doing it. It's kind of that magical thing that you do, you know, and it's like, Jesus, there's no There's no real reason for me to be able to get this higher energy, but you just have this magical way of doing it. So that's fantastic, because spirit is getting closer to you because of the fact that you're in this higher vibrational energy. And spirit this week is going to help you to really, really walk in your truth. Now, it might feel frightening, okay? Not frightening like something bad's going to happen to you, but it's more in your head, and it just takes immense courage to do this, Tower. But you're going to be, I think you're going to be absolutely compelled this week to completely walk in your truth. And I think you always endeavour to do that, but this week spirit will be making you do it, okay, because of your high vibration that you've been holding. So something's massive, I think something massive could happen for you this week. You have been stuck. It is the Devil cards. It is temporary. It may have felt like somebody was trying to control you or keep you stuck. Okay. But this week there's going to be good news. You're building a much more solid foundation for yourself, and you are going to be celebrating, because this is going to be a very big milestone for you this week. And it's a milestone you've been waiting for some time. And you are going to be pleased. And it's setting you up with a much more solid foundation. Let's see what other energy we're getting. You might hear Gilbert snoring. Okay, there is somebody that is like thinking about you, and they're saying we will be together again. Okay, but equally, this is not really about this person, okay? It is about you. And this is about you returning back to the child that you've always been, the true child within you. And you know this week that that is happening, you know, and it's really, really powerful, because you're returning back to your true state, your true inner child, and you're following the truth. And something is really happening now to Sagittarius in this soul family. Let's see what Spirit's helping you with. I feel like Spirit knows that you have been going around and around and around in circles over this. And I feel like this week it is just time for something to really shift. But it's not because you're forcing this to happen externally. It's coming from the energy within you, because you're finally making this connection to yourself. That was what it was all about. You've got here, this is interesting, because I did say about being frightened. Spirit is saying, let go of your fear and know that you are safe and you are protected at all times. You're protected at all times. Do not worry. Spirit is walking with you. When you're in your truth, Spirit walks with you. Do you see what I mean? There is nothing to fear. I know it does feel scary sometimes, because we're quite radical in this soul family. We don't do things by half measures. But if you are following your absolute truth, Spirit is always helping you, okay? They are protecting you. So that's the message, Sag. Keep me updated. I've got Sagittarius in my chart, so I can relate to that message, all right? Just want you to know that as well, because we are a soul family. I only read for our soul family. Right, let's go into Scorpio then. Scorpio, for this week, let's see what you're getting. Friendship. Successful couples are good friends. I like that. So there's obviously the message there. If you are in a relationship or connection with somebody, it's got the friendship side of it is really getting good. you could also equally have some kind of friend, either in spirit or in this physical realm, that's leading you towards success. And the most important part of that message is you. You are becoming, the next week, a much better friend to yourself. And that is the key. That is the key to everything in your life right now, is being a really good friend to yourself. Therein lies the key. You felt a bit stagnant and fed up and tired for a while, and you might have been thinking, for God's sake, why? Are things not picking up for me? Why is it like this? And the whole time Spirit has been planning something. Spirit has been planning something for you. And they've just been trying to somehow get you to understand. Okay? Now, it really does look like this week holds some good news for you, because you've got the Page of Wands. And also, you do equally, it seems like you're going to be going on a new journey, and you're going to be excited about this journey. And it's kind of like a whole new adventure for you. And it feels like it's bringing back to life your true inner child. You know? The true child of spirit that you have always been is coming back to life here. But yeah, good news here for you after feeling pretty fed up, honestly. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to be a good week. You're coming into a much better alignment this week. You're following your wishes fulfilled. You are in a much better balance between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So yes, you're doing things out there that need to be done, but you're doing them from your truth, from your true energy. And you've got a much better balance, therefore, and you're lining up with your truth and your wishes fulfilled. So this is now exciting times for Scorpio in this soul family. You are absolutely headed in the right direction now. And this week is going to really mark the beginning of that. You've got someone in the spirit world who is supporting you and protecting you. Okay, and you are getting more in your mastery of how you honour yourself. Let's see what other message you're getting. We will be together again. There might be somebody that you're going to have a sort of reunion with, but this is also a mirror to the fact that you have been yearning to connect back to your true nature, and that is what's really fundamentally happening. And because you're returning back to your true nature, you might end up with some kind of reunion with somebody. It doesn't have to be a lover, but you could be coming back together with somebody again. But yeah, on a deeper level, it's where you're coming back to your true self, which is what this channel's all about. Because that's where your power and everything lies. That's what we're all here to do. Let's see what Spirit's helping you with. Now is the time for deep emotional healing. That's it. They're pulling you into to honouring yourself. Can you remember I said that is a card of spirit? That's a card of spiritual and emotional mastery. Because I said to you that card, not only does it represent someone in the spirit realm supporting you, it also does represent you being really honouring yourself. And Spirit is helping you with that. So it is kind of like time. It is time, because even if you tried to put this off, it wouldn't really happen, because this is now the time. For Scorpios in this soul family, this is now the time where you really honour your true self, and Spirit is helping you to do it. So good news for you this week, and feeling more excited. So I'm happy about that. I have got Scorpio in my chart in quite a cool place, so I'm looking forward to this week to see what happens. Let's go into Pisces then. Pisces for Monday and the week ahead. Let's see what we get. Mistakes. We all make mistakes. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up if you've made mistakes. It doesn't matter. You know, Pisces, you're very sensitive. And sometimes you might kick yourself a bit too hard and think, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. Or I shouldn't have done that. Everything's divinely timed. Everything is karma. Everything is predestined. You know, if you did something and you just wish you hadn't acted in the way you did, don't worry, because Spirit made you do it for a reason. That is the ultimate truth. Spirit made you do it for a reason. You know, and maybe that reason will be more obvious later down the line. You've been getting a nice flow. You've been really, really trying not to force anything. And you've been trying to be much more gentle in your energy. Okay. I've got Pisces in my chart as well. And this is what I've been working on. Just being more surrendered and more gentle. And just be like, right, I'm not going to try and force anything right now. I'm just going to try to be gentle. And, you know, just create space for things to happen. And the great thing is you've got the Empress over the next week. So you're entering a new beginning. And you are valuing yourself more, which is a very nice energy to have. And you're also going to be more accepting of things. Okay. You're entering a very feminine energy. So, and this is some kind of new beginning here. And this new beginning that you're entering is something that Spirit has been wanting to make happen through you. Spirit is going to give you an opportunity this week. You've got the Ace of Wands. That is an opportunity directly given by Spirit. You may feel like you're waiting, and is it going to be worth it? Well, the answer to that is yes. It will be worth the wait. It will be worth doing this because it's what Spirit is basically wanting to happen. Spirit is definitely wanting to express itself through Pisces in a feminine type of way. Take that however that may resonate. If you know about feminine energy, could mean to do with creativity, could be to do with surrender and accepting yourself, could be to do with being more feminine, or just more gentle, more nurturing, more loving to yourself. Yeah, just being and allowing yourself to be as you actually are. There's an energy here saying you speak to me through music. So there could be somebody on the earth plane or the sort of physical plane who thinks about you somehow to do with music. And equally, that is a message about you, and that when you listen to certain music or sounds, it's tapping you into your inner child, your true core energy. And then that, when you're in your true core energy, your inner child, you do drop much closer to Spirit. So it's good. Let's see what your spirit guides are helping you with. Peacock. Oh my God, look at this. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. And what did I say? Spirit is trying to express itself through you and encourage you to express your true nature as Spirit has intended you to be. And you've got the Peacock card. Stand out and be noticed. Someone in Spirit is helping you this next week to allow Spirit to express something through you. And it's something that Spirit has always wanted to express itself through you. Could be something that you do, or it could just be the way you are. But you're going to notice yourself being able to do this. And it might have been something that you found previously very difficult to express. Or you might have felt there was blocks or obstructions. But now, the next week, it's going to start getting easier for you to express this or do this thing that is naturally what Spirit wants you to be doing or expressing. Do you see what I mean? So it's very nice. Okay, and we're going to go into Cancer. Cancer for Monday and the week ahead. Okay, so that's nice. My Cancerians. You've got Cancer in your chart. I actually am Cancer. That is actually my sun sign. I've got all the other signs. It was funny because I remember a time when I used to say that I didn't have Aquarius in my chart, and then I realised I did. And it's in a really, really prominent part of my chart, so that's funny. My South Node. But it's oftentimes they don't write the South Node on the chart, you see. Anyway, let's go into Cancer. Let's see what we get. Sincere. Someone close to you is sincere. Well, that's nice. And that's a really good sign, because Spirit wants you to know that there is someone who is sincere, or it might even be multiple people in your life who are now becoming more sincere at this time. And the reason for that will be that you're now being more sincere to yourself, you know. And if you are a Cancer sun in this soul family, that is a message from Spirit directly to you in this lifetime to love yourself more, okay? To really love and to nurture yourself more in this lifetime. You, not others. That is the message from Spirit if you're a Cancer sun. So you're being much more caring to yourself and more true to yourself. And you're going to notice that's happening in other areas of your life now. People being more sincere to you over the next week, which is nice. You're getting a lot more clarity lately. You've been making much better decisions. King of Swords is about making decisions, reviewing things, making the right decisions. There could be somebody that's been reviewing things and making a decision about you. But also it is about you having to be a bit cold at times because you've been needing to make the right decisions. And that is a bit like Queen of Swords energy, but it's more like there's less pain attached to it. This is like Cancer in our soul family. We have been making good decisions for ourselves primarily because we know we've got more clarity now and we've needed to make the right judgments and not get so embroiled in other people's business or feelings, which, yes, may make us seem a bit cold lately. But the nice thing is we've felt quite empowered. We felt quite empowered to make the correct judgments for ourselves, and we've been reviewing things a lot, but in a sort of way, like I said, that is just with clarity and maturity, less pain attached to it, less of that. It does feel like there's still this feeling of feeling a bit tired or wounded by things at times, but we are going to persevere. And Spirit says if we just persevere, all right, it may feel testing at the moment, because it probably feels like we've been persevering for quite a long bloody time. However, that is our karma in this soul family. And if we just keep going, we're going to get to the finish line and we're going to do very well. So Spirit is trying to encourage us over the next week to just stay mature, keep staying clear-headed, and we're gonna kind of get the result that we want. We're more balanced, you know, which is good. We're not kind of like worrying too much about other people anymore. We're bringing things back to balance and being more connected to ourselves. We're behaving in a more balanced manner. And when you're balanced, spirit can get much closer to you and actually help you. So it is good once you can start being more balanced, you know. I've gone through phases over the last 5 years where I was extremely unbalanced. And even before that, I was extremely unbalanced, but in a totally other way. And now I'm finally starting to get a bit better. Not all the time, but generally I am a bit more balanced now, which means I don't get so caught up in everything out there. You know, I'm spending more time in here, and that then means we tend to make more balanced decisions and behaviours. So Spirit's going to be closer to you the next week. You might receive something over the next week. If you just keep persevering and being mature over the next week, you could receive something. And also there is something to do with past lives or your ancestors being healed at this time, because that's my past life ancestral kind of card. It is to do with feminine energy here, being healed. You could receive something that's been due to you and the females or the feminine energies in your family or your past lives. It's like you're due. I feel like they're saying you're due something. You're due something, but you had to achieve the clarity and persevere to get it. That's what the message I'm getting here. You had to break through some karma and get energy balanced before you could receive what was rightfully yours. And it's taken a lot of battles and a lot of wounds to get there. But you're now in your mastery and you're clear-headed and you're able to make the right decisions. You're able to be true to yourself now. You've got the clarity. You've got the clarity to be true to yourself. And you didn't have that clarity before. And now you've got the clarity to be true to yourself. All you've got to do now is just persevere for a little bit more. And you are going to finally receive what has been destined for eons of time or for other ancestors in your bloodline. There is an energy here saying finding out the truth crushed me. I think there has been fear around truth in your bloodline or in your past lives, in your karma. Your karma's been blocking you from having clarity and being able to know what action to take or how to act. I hope this message is making sense. There's definitely karma here, because I can feel the way I'm delivering the message is not necessarily coming through as clear as I want it to, and that's definitely karma. There's something karmic. You're breaking a karmic pattern at this time, and I can guarantee you this karmic pattern is something that you've either had in past lives or it's been in your family line, particularly with the feminine energies in your family line. And this karmic pattern is, you're now getting clarity over it, and you've finally sort of got to the point of finding out the truth about something. It will be something to do with yourself, a habit or a karmic pattern you've had, or a problem you've had, and you're finally seeing it with clarity, and you're finally going to receive something that you've deserved in past lives. But you've got to persevere to receive this. Persevere in your mastery, clear-headed, not getting too reactive. Stay focused, and you will receive something that's been owed to you. And it may have been owed to other feminines in your family as well, but maybe they didn't receive it, or some of them may have. I don't know. Your spirit guides are helping you. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and the physical pleasures are out of balance. Isn't that interesting? So there was, I said to you, I know I was very out of balance. I was far too much out there, and I was addictive, everything. Do whatever is necessary to bring it back into equilibrium. So Spirit is helping you at this moment in time to become more balanced, you know, and to bring your energy back to balance so that you're more connected to Spirit again, more connected to your true self, and not doing what your false self keeps wanting you to do. Okay, so your false self has wanted you to act in a certain way, and that is not who you really were. And now you've got clarity over the fact that that false self is not you anymore. So you're coming back to balance and being the true self. And someone in Spirit's helping you do this. And as you come back to your true energy, you're going to receive something. Finally. But you just need to persevere. I hope that all makes sense. That's probably one of the deepest messages I've had through for Cancer for lately. It makes sense to me. And I hope it does make some sense or is of some help to you. If you've got any questions, you can just message me about it. But it's a great reading for Cancer, because although it's very deep, I feel it's a really great reading, because obviously this is a groundbreaking time for Cancerians in this soul family, because it feels like we're breaking a major karmic pattern. And I know I go on about that all the time, but this reading in particular is showing me that we're almost there with it. And you know, there might still be loads more work to do, but we're at a critical point with it. And the critical point we're at, we are supported by Spirit with. And this critical point is key to us finally receiving things in this lifetime that we've always wanted, you see. So keep going. And if you have got any questions, you can just message me. If you want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome, or a birth chart. You know, well, that's pretty much all I'm going to say, actually. Just contact me if you want to. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. And I am sending you so much love and peace across Gaia, wherever you are. One love.